Ninjago's 8th season, Sons of Garmadon, brought about the introduction of Harumi, a character with a tragic past who is about to give Lloyd a tragic future. She has a deep hatred My cats are in here. She has a deep hatred for Lloyd and the other ninja, and this is because they were unable to save her parents during the attack of the Great Devourer. She sees Garmadon as a hero, particularly the evil side of him, because that was the side that everyone saw defeat the Great Devourer, and that was the side of Garmadon that she wanted to bring back. But what she really seemed to want was for Lloyd to suffer, like she did when she lost her parents. She wanted him to feel the pain and the emptiness that she was left with for so long. And she did succeed in doing this by resurrecting Garmadon and essentially bringing about the destruction of Ninjago. Toward the end of Season 8, she also made Lloyd watch what he thought was the death of Master Wu, his uncle, and Cole, Kai, Zane, and Jay. So by the end of the season, Lloyd was left without a lot of his friends, his uncle, and the evil side of his father teamed up with the person who manipulated him throughout the entirety of Sons of Garmadon. And going back to the fact that Harumi wanted Lloyd to suffer the way she did, it's even more tragic when you take into account that he pretty much already has. Lloyd's entire past consisted of growing up alone. He was born to a father who was bitten by the Great Devourer and a mother who pretty much abandoned him. He was also used and manipulated by Pythor to be a pawn in his plans. And after Season 2, when his father was returned to normal, he did actually get to spend time with him. But this ended in him banishing him to the Cursed Realm to bring back the Anacondri generals. And this was the only way to stop Chen and his army from taking over Ninjago at the end of Season 4. After finally being able to spend time with Garmadon in his normal form, he had to send him away forever. So Harumi bringing back the evil side of his father was not only an interruption to him being able to move on, but it was also a massive psychological detriment because he had to watch as his father claimed that he had no son and destroy the world and the people that he loved. And it was painful for Lloyd to fight with him because he still believed that his father was in there somewhere. But at that time, he just wasn't. Lloyd was forced to watch firsthand as Ninjago City crumbled under the reign of Garmadon and Harumi. And personally, what confuses me about this is that Harumi wanted to make Ninjago a better place. She wanted to rule by Garmadon's side because she felt that the ninja were incompetent at protecting people, which is why she lost her parents in the first place. But in the end, all the two of them did was destroy more lives of innocent people. But going back to the fact that she felt the ninja were incompetent, let's go back to the episode in which the Great Devourer was defeated. In the finale of Season 1, Garmadon was the one who ultimately killed the Great Devourer. But the only reason he was able to do this was because the ninja baited it around the city until it had its tail in its mouth. It was wrapped around tons of buildings and couldn't move. That was Garmadon's opportunity to hit the weak spot on its head. Without the ninja, Garmadon couldn't have actually done this. So while the ninja didn't directly kill the Great Devourer, they were the ones who made it possible for Garmadon to strike it. And when it comes to her being mad at Lloyd for not being able to protect her family, that doesn't really make sense either. It was only a few episodes earlier, in episode 10, that we found out that Lloyd was the Green Ninja in the first place. He had no training and no experience as a ninja. He had only just found out that he was the Green Ninja before the attack of the Great Devourer. So by the time the Great Devourer was released and on the attack, the only attribute of being the Green Ninja that Lloyd actually possessed was wearing the outfit. Lloyd was a little kid at this point, and he needed to be kept safe anyway so he could fulfill the prophecy of defeating the Overlord in Season 2. So it makes no sense that Harumi would expect Lloyd to be able to single-handedly defeat the biggest serpent that Ninjago had ever seen. It was only fitting that Garmadon defeated the Great Devourer anyway, because it bit him when he was young and essentially took his life away, or at least his ability to have a normal life. The consequences of its bite also split him from his family. It only made sense that Garmadon would be able to exact vengeance against it after everything that it took away. But instead of seeing the full picture of how the fight with the Devourer went down, all Harumi focused on was that Garmadon succeeded and the ninja did nothing, which wasn't true. So she essentially wanted Lloyd to suffer because of her past, which he was not to blame for. He wasn't to blame for her losing her family or her home, and the ninja weren't sitting around doing nothing when Garmadon attacked the Devourer. And her anger towards the ninja is essentially unwarranted because they were the reason, again, that Garmadon was able to kill the Devourer. Taking all of this into account, Harumi pretty much made Lloyd's life a nightmare. She added so much to the harm that Lloyd had already received, both physically and mentally. And this all came from someone that Lloyd trusted and actually loved. Harumi's actions felt cruel and unjustified, and this explains why Lloyd was pretty much hopeless by the time Hunted came around. All of the damage done in Sons of Garmadon really took a toll on him, and it hurts even more to know that it happened for no reason. Lloyd already felt the pain and emptiness that she had, and he wasn't able to do anything about the Great Devourer. His friends actually did do something about the Great Devourer, and they were still being punished for it. However, it's really impressive to see how Lloyd persevered through all of this, even though we see in later seasons that it left him with lasting trust issues and a lot of anger. And this just goes to show that during Sons of Garmadon alone, Harumi was pretty much able to break Lloyd completely. But seeing Lloyd recover from this was really cool. He was able to lead the resistance against Garmadon. He didn't give up on being a ninja and trying to help other people in spite of what Harumi had done. So I think that all of this has just gone to show how great of a character Lloyd really is. But that is all for now.